All right. Devin Haney has the better movement than Floyd Mayweather Jr. And Devin Haney promises to show you how he would beat Vasily Lomachenko in his upcoming fight. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel, subscribers. If you are not subscribed, please subscribe and hit the bell icon so you can be notified of when we release more videos. And also, I want to invite you to the live streams that we do every Monday through Friday around 11 a.m. Central Standard Time, and OG Boxing Talk, which we do our weekly show Sundays, 8 a.m. Central Standard Time. And on that show, we got special treat for you every week. We've got the boxing historians, Blood Boxing, and Kurt Anderson on the show, along with my co-host, KQKC Boxing. You guys will really enjoy the conversation, especially if you're a more seasoned boxing fan. Now, let's get into this. Devin Haney, one of the best up-and-coming fighters in boxing. Love how this kid fights. Love his attitude. Love his talent. Very, very, very exceptional young fighter, along with a group of other very exceptional young fighters. They being Lil B-Hop. I also like Anthony Greer. I like Shakur Stevenson, Teofimo Lopez, Money Pal IV, Virgil Ortiz. These young fighters who are coming up, looking for championship shots soon. Devin Haney, I think, is one of the best of the bunch. And he is fighting this weekend against a guy named Abdulev for the WBC interim belt. And if he wins that fight, he will become the mandatory for Vasily Lomachenko. So, a lot of conversation going on about that young man today. And I want to talk about some things that were said. And also, I'm making sure that I'm covering these guys like Devin Haney and Teofimo Lopez, Jaron Ennis, Shakur Stevenson, because on occasion I'll get comments in the comment section of the videos saying, hey, Fanon, why don't you talk about these younger fighters? And hey, man, there's so many really good fighters in boxing that it's difficult to talk about them all when you just do, a few videos a day. And, sometimes things get lost in the shuffle, but my eyes are definitely out on these kids, man. And I can't wait. I think we're going to see really, really, really great things from them. Devin Haney is one of them for sure. Joe Cortez, who is a retired referee, said something that I found very interesting about Devin Haney. And he said that he believed that Devin Haney had better movement than Floyd Mayweather Jr. And then Devin Haney said that he promised to show in this next fight why he would be able to beat Vasily Lomachenko. Now, I put 2 and 2 together on that, and I thought, okay, this is really interesting. So let me address point 1, which is what Joe Cortez said, and then I'll move to point B, which is what Teofimo Lopez said, and then I'll give you my opinion on it. On what those things mean when you look at them as a whole. In order for what Joe Cortez said about the foot movement of Floyd Mayweather Jr. and the movement of Devin Haney, that's something that I have noticed is a very, very big strength of Devin Haney. Devin Haney's ability to get out of range and move to the left, move to the right, circle the ring very fast, and stay out of range of the fighter that he's fighting until he wants to exchange, and then he can come in very quickly, do what he wants to do, and then get back out, and most times get in and get out unscathed. I do believe that is the movement that Joe Cortez is speaking of. Now, when you compare that to Floyd Mayweather Jr., and like most things when you compare a prospect to a Hall of Famer, somebody that's coming up versus somebody that has an established and a definitive body of work. Yeah, you got to take the comparison with a grain of salt. Now, Devin Haney has terrific movement. So did Floyd Mayweather Jr. But Floyd Mayweather Jr., the purpose of the movement, let me say it that way, Floyd Mayweather could accomplish the same thing without moving as much. Because of his upper body movement and his terrific defense, his ability to parry punches, pick off punches with his shoulder, to anticipate the guy throwing punches and counter him, his quickness with his hands and his quickness with his upper body gave Floyd Mayweather the ability to be extremely defensively responsible without moving his feet a lot. So if Floyd Mayweather Jr. with that skill set was to move his feet and not run in circles, but move in circles outside of range for a considerable amount of the fight, that could be considered wasted energy by Floyd Mayweather Jr. because he doesn't have to do that in order to hit and not be hit. Devin Haney, at this age, I think Devin Haney might be 20, 21 years old. He's very, very young. And when you're young like that, you have a tremendous amount of energy. Your physical endurance is at his peak. And he is able to do that. And when he gets older and he gets more experience, he might start doing less of that because he'll have the ability I'm sure he has the ability now, but he might feel more comfortable staying in the pocket and defending, within reach so that he could counter at close range. So I kind of take that comparison of Joe Cortez, I take it with a grain of salt, and I say, well, I doubt very much that Floyd Mayweather Jr. didn't have the ability to do that as much. I just think that maybe Floyd Mayweather Jr. was used to utilizing the other tools that accomplish the same goal a little more than Devin Haney might have at this particular point in time in his career, or he have the willingness to do at this point in time in his career. But Devin Haney, the point of Joe Cortez was making, I agree 100% with. That kid has tremendous movement, which brings me to the second point, which is the Vasily Lomachenko and how Devin Haney is saying he's going to show how he could beat Vasily Lomachenko. I think that movement, if he were to fight Vasily Lomachenko, which I don't see happening because I don't think Bob Arum and his matchmakers are going to put Vasily Lomachenko in with a guy like that. Because of that movement, there's a tendency that Vasily Lomachenko has that I started to observe before the Miguel Mariaga fight. But at first I just thought it was just him clowning, right? Where if a guy moves too far away from him, he will stand there, he'll walk back to the other side of the ring, get into the corner and wave him in like, come on, let's fight. Now, where have you seen that before? Saw that with Muhammad Ali. When Muhammad Ali lost his footwork, when he lost when he lost a little bit of his foot speed, he then started waving guys into him, and it was kind of like gamesmanship, but yet still he wanted the guy to come in a little closer to him so he didn't have to move a lot in order to get the guy. Or in the case of Muhammad Ali, he didn't have to move around so much in order to play defense and make the guy pay. That's what I seen Vasily Lomachenko. Vasily Lomachenko did that against Joe. He just did it against Campbell when he hurt Campbell and then Campbell moved out, right? It's like and started using his footwork on the outside. Vasily Lomachenko didn't just hunt him down. Vasily Lomachenko stayed back and was like, waved him up. Come here. And stood there with his hands like, come forward. Now, Luke Campbell did that. First of all, Luke Campbell's foot movement speed is nowhere near what Devin Haney's is, but it allowed Luke Campbell not to get knocked out because Vasily Lomachenko couldn't track him down. And when Vasily Lomachenko was tracking him down, Campbell wasn't really trying to get well out of distance. He was just kind of moving back. If you have a Devin Haney type of fighter or Devin Haney that type of skill set, the Muhammad Ali movement, then you can get in and get out the whole fight. And you may never get into a type of situation where Vasily Lomachenko can counter you by, how can you pivot on a guy? How can you pivot to the right on a guy that's 10 feet away from you with a blink of an eye? As soon as you switch, he's gone. Or he'll hit you a couple times and he's out. There is no pivoting. Vasily Lomachenko might have to then pursue him the whole fight like that. And if he pursues him the whole fight like that, he very well might get picked off. Body, jab to the body, jab to the head, jab, 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 jab. One, two, one to the body. Go. And just outpoint him. That could very well be what Devin Haney does to Vasily Lomachenko. But that's exactly why I say I don't think that Vasily Lomachenko is going to fight Devin Haney. Lomachenko needs somebody that's going to be right there for him. Remember, styles make fights, man, and everybody has deficiencies that you can take advantage of. And I do believe that, and when people are standing in close to Vasily Lomachenko, not committing to punches so that they can switch with him, that's what people are doing now, but with Dylan and having success in taking him the distance. But if you now have somebody that can limit Vasily Lomachenko's offense in another way, which is just staying outside and then coming in and fighting on his own terms and getting out when he wants to, ooh, that's a different ball of wax altogether, man. Anyway, it is what it is. Let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Peace. All right, welcome back to the channel, subscribers. If you are not subscribed, please subscribe and hit the bell icon. We got to do that again. All right. Terrence Crawford with the subtle call out of Errol Spence Jr. again in the lead up to the Errol Spence Jr. Sean Porter fight. Man, let's talk about that and something that Sean Porter said about Terrence Crawford in this video.